What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Cashball Week 2. Week 1 is in the books, and I'm rocking my Miami hat because they wiped the floor with UAB and put us on the board. Let's go over the Week 1 results. For college, your boy is 2-1 for the week. Like I said, Miami beat UAB. I had Miami minus 14. They covered. Next, I had Kansas and Coastal Carolina. I picked it for the wrong reasons. I got the over. I thought Kansas was going to roll. Ended up being the opposite. Kansas got their shit pushed in, but the over still hit. Cha-ching. Number 3, I lost. That one was K-State versus Arky State. Put a little bit too much stock in Kleiman and my guy Skyler at QB. They got their asses handed to them too. So I'm 2-1 for college. Pros not as good. I was 1-2. The Bucks were not who we thought they were, at least not yet. I had them with 4.5 points versus the Saints, not enough. And I also had Texans versus Chiefs, probably the most bonehead pick in the whole country. I tried to be the contrarian, thought the Texans had a little something this year. It's not enough for the world's greatest offense, the Chiefs. And the last one, the one I actually hit on was my homer pick, the Raiders. Deuce Gruden pick. They shut down the Panthers. Kind of predicted that with the COVID situation, but the Raiders look good. Once again, 2-1 for college, 1-2 for pros. Now let's get on to our strength conditioning coach spotlight for this week. This week is going to be Nick Savage from the Florida Gators. Coach Savage started with Dan Mullen, or I think he started at Kent State and then got hired by Dan Mullen at Mississippi State for a couple of years when they had that run in Stark Vegas with Dak Prescott. And then when Mullen got hired at Florida, he just took him with him and has been providing the juice ever since. And it shows in that Gators program. They really turned the tables. A lot of players said that he's the key of changing the culture, the one that McElwain created, humping fish and tunas in boats while naked. But Mullen changed that, brought in Nick Savage. He's the kind of coach that just has crazy energy. His voice is permanently hoarse and gone because he's yelling all the time. You got the freaking double jugulars popping out all the time. This week's strength conditioning coach spotlight is Nick Savage. He has a couple YouTube short videos for motivation if you need some in the morning when you wake up. What is it called? One's called Savage Season. The other one is called This is the Swamp. That one Florida puts out. It's kind of like their own Hard Knocks. That one's pretty bad ace as well. And once again, Nick Savage is the motor that drives that program. And Mullen's the brains of the operation, I guess. Next, we're going to do our uniform spotlight for next week. A lot of teams are just hitting the field for the first time. But this one is going to be a spotlight on North Texas. North Texas is coming out with some sweet unis honoring their best coach in program history, Hayden. What's his last name? Fry? Hayden Fry. I didn't even know North Texas was a program until about 10 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. But I guess Hayden Fry was pretty badass. So they're coming out with brand new unis. North Texas, Seth Littrell, new head coach, going to put some points up on the board. The unis are like a white with like almost a glow in the dark font, number font. Looks pretty fucking sweet. I'm excited. Keep an eye out. So we're going to end this episode with the picks for next week. Not going to lie, feel good going into next week. Kind of recalibrated the system a little bit, the algorithm. Starting with college, the first one, I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm against Duke. I'm going Boston College plus 5.5 points. Everyone is all over Chase Bryce. I think a little bit too much. This could come back and bite me in the ass, but I'm really putting some stock in Phil Jerkovich, who's a Notre Dame transfer at quarterback. He was a pretty highly regarded recruit. BC's got their O-line, I think 4 returners coming back. The running back's pretty good returning. I like BC. I think they're going to open a lot of people's eyes. Next is going to be another kind of contrarian pick. I feel like this is a trick number. UCF minus 7.5 versus Georgia Tech. I'm nervous about this one, I'm not going to lie. UCF has a lot of guys out because of COVID, or maybe they were and now they're back in. Not really sure about that. UCF has that quarterback, Dylan Gabriel's pretty fucking good. I think he's going to go on a Heisman campaign this year. That's why I'm taking them minus 7.5 points versus Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is tough. They're really young. They got that new coach. I really like what they're doing with the program. Sims is a good young QB, but I just feel like UCF is just going to absolutely just do what they do and just at least put up 10 on them. UCF minus 7.5. My last one is just going to take advantage of a statement game. I'm taking Oklahoma State minus 23 versus Tulsa. I love riding with the mullet. I love riding with Gundy. You got Chuba Hubbard at running back, Heisman campaign. You got Spencer Sanders. I think he's going to be a junior this year, highly rated recruit. They're finally giving him the reins. Tulsa, I think their camp got pushed back because of COVID, so they're probably going to be a little lackluster, suffering from that. I expect Oklahoma State to come out guns blazing. Pun intended, go Pokes. I like Oklahoma State minus 23. Now onto the NFL slate. I probably feel a little bit too confident, which is why I'll probably miss on all of them. I'm going to go opposite of what I did last week. I'm jumping on the Chiefs offense. I'm going to hit that over. Chiefs versus Chargers, 47.5. Chargers defense is usually pretty good. Derwin James just got hurt out for the season, I think, or at least for a while. Drew Tranquil, linebacker, hurt as well. I just want to see a lot of points, to be honest. Mahomes, do your thing. Next, I feel confident about this one too. Steelers minus 7 against the Broncos. Big Ben is dipping in the fountain of youth again. Broncos coming off a short week. They're pretty banged up as well. I'm going to take the Steelers on this one, minus 7. And my last one, I might be reaching for this. I just want it. Pats plus 4 over Seattle. Belichick's mom just died. They're playing for her. I just saw a clip on Twitter of the Pats using like a practice squad rookie DB scrambling around like he's Russell Wilson, and that's all I needed to know. I don't care if they're flying across the country. I don't care about the COVID difficulties. They're playing for Belichick's mom, plus 4. Cam's going to make it work. Betting against Russell Wilson's not smart, but I'm doing it. All right, y'all. Tune in next week for the results. Cashball, episode 2. Out.